This video is going to show you patterns of organization and transitions. So transitions are words and phrases that signal thought patterns by showing a logical relationship in a sentence and between sentences. Authors use thought patterns to arrange supporting details in a clear way by using transition words. The first pattern that we will look at is the time order pattern. This is when the author describes when things occur and in what order. There's a list of words here that are signal words that you might be reading in a time order pattern. You can see there's several words on the list: after, during, later, afterward, eventually, next, and so forth. I have an example sentence for you with the transition words in red. John Wilkes Booth, who led a prominent life as an actor in the years before he assassinated Abraham Lincoln, ultimately died a traitor's death. So you've got those transition words before and ultimately that signal time order pattern. Another order pattern is the process order. This pattern gives steps or directions to the reader. Again, there are several key words that will signal you that it could be process order. After, during, afterward, meanwhile, since, second, soon. There are several of these words in this list. An example sentence using these words for process order is: next, add the softened butter before mixing the cookie dough. So you can see there are steps of how to make cookies in this example. The next pattern is called space order pattern. And the author creates a mental image for readers using details. Okay, you've got several key words in this list, transition words that you can look for. And notice they all create a mental picture for the reader. Look at the example sentence. In my bedroom, one can see books on a bookshelf beside the bed, a television next to the wall, and a ceiling fan above the bed. And so all these words in red are those transition words used in space order. The next pattern is listing order. And in this particular pattern, the author will list a series of reasons, details, or points for the reader. And there are several words in this list that you can see here. Also, and, another, besides, moreover, next. And in our sample sentence, again, I have the words in red. In addition, the city can create parks and maintain recreation centers, and communities can encourage healthy lifestyles. So you've got reasons or points for things that can occur or happen in the listing order pattern. The next pattern is called the classification pattern, and this is when the author sorts ideas into smaller groups for a reader. And some key words would be another. Anything when it says another group, another kind, or another type. And also when you see the words first, second, order, and trait, and when order and traits are given. An example of classification pattern in a sentence would be: another type of dog breed is the English Mastiff. Now, some of these words you will see on many lists, so you have to kind of use process of elimination to determine the pattern. The next pattern is comparison and contrast pattern. Comparison points out ways that things are alike, while contrast shows their differences. So some words and phrases for comparison are alike, as well as like, similar, in a similar fashion, in like manner, resemble. An example sentence is the two brothers resemble one another in their personalities. Some signal words that contrast is being used: although, despite, conversely, yet, instead. In our example sentence, despite having the same parents, the boys do not favor in appearance at all. The next pattern is cause and effect. Cause and effect, the author will point out why something happened, and the effect will show the reader the result. Again, we've got a list of key words that will symbol or alert you to cause and effect pattern. Because the student memorized and practiced the vocabulary words from the chapter, she did very well on the exam. So here's what happened. The students memorized and practiced, and then the result is the student did well on the exam. The next pattern is generalization and example pattern. And in this pattern, the reader can look for a general statement followed by an example or examples that clarify. So some key words are an illustration, for instance, once, and for example, such as. So in our sample sentence, Pam is always ready to take in a stray dog. For example, she keeps pet supplies such as food, leashes, bedding, and tick collars on hand. Okay, so we've got a general statement. Pam is always ready to take in a dog, and here are some examples of things she keeps. So we've got some more keywords there. The final pattern that we want to look at is definition and example pattern. Readers should look for the meaning of new words, and examples may follow to show how the word is used. So some definition signal words: is, are, and means. And then example signal words are, for example, and such as. So in our two sample sentences, social media is a platform used by many people to express ideas or inform the public of their views. And then following that sentence, for example, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram are all different types of social media being used today in society. So we've got a definition of what social media is, and then very specific examples in the next sentence that demonstrate the definition and example pattern.